Good morning. Glad you can join me today. Well, here's what the plan is. Behind me I've got a sink. You see it right there. I plan on pulling that sink out today. Now, the reason I'm pulling it out is because I've got an addition through that opening there. That's where I took a window out yesterday. Pulling the sink out now. Then I'm going to pull the sink base out. This is going to be a hallway going into my addition. So, what I've done is I've built a kitchen in the other part of the house. And I cannot access the other part of the house unless I go outside and through the patio doors. So the project today is to get that sink, tear it out, take it over to the other side, install it. Anyways, thank you for visiting my channel, Off-Grid Living with the Bennetts. And that's what the plan is. Now this sink, my ABS, the black ABS underneath, when I pull the sink, you'll notice it'll just pop right out. Because I've got the collar there, and the ABS comes up through the floor, through the collar, and into the sink. I never glued it. And I know you're supposed to glue it, stop it from leaking and all that sort of stuff, but I knew this was going to be temporary. So I never glued it. Originally, I wasn't planning on building an addition, but I was planning on putting countertops in here. So that's the reason why I never ever glued it. So I'm glad it's not glued, because now basically I'm going to shut the water lines off, unhook them, and pop the sink out. Take it around the corner, into the other side. We're going to install it, and yeah, it's not going to be a permanent install. And the reason for that is because I haven't bought new taps yet. And I've got a new sink. I've got it up front in the storage area. But I don't want to install the new sink because I haven't got countertops yet. I've just got chipboard for countertops. So we're basically going to get the old sink, take it around, and install it. And again, it's going to be another temporary install. So follow along, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, got the water lines unhooked. I'm assuming the sink should pop right up now. Well, let's see. Okay, there we go. Sink's out. This sink's going to actually end up going in my laundry room, more than likely. Because like I say, I've got a new sink. And the whole time this sink was actually just a temporary fix. Give me some water. So we'll take this to the other side, and we'll see what's the deal with installing it. Well, I am getting pretty excited. Basically, soon we're going to be able to start using this kitchen. Once I get the sink installed, I've already got the water lines. I'll get that on a previous video. The water lines are here, and the drain is here. So once I get the sink installed, then it's time to open up the wall, and the whole thing becomes one house. So yes, I'm excited about that. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. The sink's not going to be installed properly because, like I say, it's just a temporary. It's just temporary, but it'll function. So let's just do this. Okay, so the drain was here, but underneath the drain's on this side. So I'm going to take this off, switch it around, put it back on. Whenever you're putting your faucets on, if you're replacing a sink, put the faucet on while the sink's out of the cupboard, out of the base. Makes it so much easier. Nothing worse than crawling underneath there trying to put this faucet on. Hopefully she'll switch easily for me. We'll see. There we go. Ah, beautiful. It's actually a nice sink. I got it from a restore, and I've had it for 3 years now. Before I had this sink, I had a bucket, and this sink definitely is better than a bucket. But like I say, we bought a new sink now, new taps. This will be perfect for the laundry room. Okay. Here's another piece of information. When you're doing a sink, these doors get in your way. Pull those things off. Yeah, I don't know. Well, temporarily it's going to work, but got to get into some major ABS plumbing when I install the next sink. Probably have to redo all the plumbing for the ABS because I don't have enough room underneath. Okay, time to get the reciprocating saw out. Yeah, I'm not going to get all fancy putting the counter back on. It's just a chipboard countertop. Just because, yeah. Just because we'll have to see how everything's going to go together. Like I say, because it's temporary. You don't want to get too carried away, get too fancy. I didn't like that. That's the thing I gotta make sure doesn't happen when my wife's doing dishes, because she would not be too impressed. make sure that this sink, when it's full of water, doesn't fall off. It probably won't anyways, because the ABS will hold it up. Probably. But anyways. Better to be safe than sorry. That's what I say. We have a ceiling fan to install. I wish I would have done it because I have some fresh air right now. That would be nice. Here we go. Can't go anywhere now. All right. This piece of plastic is to catch all the glue. Brand new cupboards, and I don't think my wife would be too impressed if it's all covered in glue all over the floor, so that's what I'm putting this in for. Okay. Well, I don't know. Just don't have the room in there. Guess I have to go with 245s. It's the only way. Yeah, once I get the next sink in, then I'll redo all this plumbing in here. Right now it's a bit of a mess. I don't know how this is even gonna work. It'll work, but it's not ideal. like I say, once I get the new sink in, then I'll do it properly. So obviously this is not a how-to video, because this is not how you're supposed to put a sink in. But you know, and I know, that sometimes when you're in a fix, you gotta do what you gotta do. No sense doing it permanently exactly how I want it, just to turn around and rip the thing back out a couple months from now. So we'll just make it work. That's all. Just make it work. Anyways, I'll finish pumping this thing up. Then when I'm done, we'll put some water in it and we'll see if it works. Okay, so I've got the drain hooked on. Like I say, it's not done properly, but it's done good enough for me for now. So we'll put some water in the sinks. We'll see what happens. I got the drains in first of all, because I want to make sure that they're not leaking out the drains. I got a pail that's got a hole in it. Huh. Look at a big split in it. Okay. Got too many pills anyways. Okay. No water. It's good. Everything looks good there. Okay. Let's see what happens. I pull the drain plug out. Perfect. Okay, we have a drain that works. No water anywhere. Perfect, okay. Now we'll talk about the water lines. On a previous video, I explained how I went under the house. I cut about so wide all through the spray foam to put my new water lines. So my water lines go from here into the part between the two houses, between the two builds. That's as far as they go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into the other place where I took the sink out. I'm going to shut the water off. I'm going to cut the lines. I'm going to bring those ends out here, hook them up, get some pegs, join them, fasten them on. So then basically we've got a drain that works perfectly, and we'll have water lines from here all the way to between the two builds. Then all I have to do really is just join them together temporarily. And I'll be doing the same thing in there. I'll be doing temporary joining because I have to cut the wall open and I have to run the water lines through the wall. So for now, I'm just going to just splice them together, put some packs on them, and they'll be done. Then the sink out here is going to work. Once the sink works out here, now my wife can use this and use it as a kitchen. She's going to be pretty happy about that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay. Okay, so we've got the ABS all hooked up, and now we're getting ready to do the PEX. Basically, I've got to cut the connectors off that joined up to the faucet under the sink. So I'm going to cut those off, hot and cold. Before I cut those off, first thing I have to do is open up a tap somewhere to take the pressure off the lines. Otherwise, you've got water shooting everywhere. No, first thing I have to do is shut the water off, which I just did. Then I have to open up the tap. The tap takes the pressure off the lines. So I've just done that as well. So I'm still going to make a mess because there still is water in the lines. And of course, if the lines come down a wall, all that water that's in that line is going to spill all over the floor. So I've got a pail underneath the lines, and I've got a rag to catch the mess, because there will be a mess. So let's take a look, and I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, so there it is. I'll set this phone somewhere where I can use my hands. I don't think I can. There you go. The thing about PEX that's so nice is that it's so much easier than working with copper. There, just try and cut a copper line that fast. It won't happen. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two connectors and I'm going to connect them up in the new kitchen. Go Blue Jays, go! Okay. You have to remember to put Teflon tape back on. Just because there's Teflon tape on now doesn't mean it's any good. Get that stuff off. Get the old stuff off. Stick on some new stuff. All right. So nothing worse than getting a sink, getting it all put together, everything's done, and then it's like, oh man, this thing's leaking because I cheaped out on the Teflon tape, and I figured I'd just use the Teflon tape that was already there. Wrong. You don't want to do that. Get that stuff off, get some new stuff on. There we go. Now, here's the thing I always do. I always forget. Yeah. Never fails. Never fails. There's always a time to put the stuff on backwards. I hate that when that happens. What kind of mess is this? It's not a how-to video, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, now watch, I'll run out of Teflon tape. Still not coming off properly. Okay. You know, it's so much easier doing all this stuff out here rather than underneath the sink. You know how many times I've been underneath that sink, underneath someone's sink, hooking things up and tightening things up, and it's like the worst. Okay. Red is hot and blue is cold. What? You forget? You forget which color is which hot, which is cold? Well, here's how I remember. When you get sunburned, skin gets red, you get red hot. Red is hot. Red hot. Yep. That's how I remember. Nothing worse than going to do some plumbing and you don't know which is which. Okay, so there's those, they're on. Got my cutter. Got my clamps. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I got my crimper. Okay. Sometimes these have a little line down them to show you which color is which. Oh, here we go, hot side. Okay. Hot side, that's this one here. The red. Red hot. Okay. Okay. And cold. Okay. Now tell me, isn't that faster than using copper? For sure. Okay, there you have it. Double check here. Everything looks good. Water's turned off here. Okay. So the drain works. These are all hooked up properly. So now, there's a bit of an echo under there. Hope I wasn't hollering at you. So now what I have to do is I have to get the other end of this line and hook it up to where I just cut the line off. So let's do that now. Okay, so let's go in here and take a look. This is the part between the two houses. If you've watched some of my videos before, you'll see that was the original shed that I had dropped off from Old Hickory Sheds, which I designed myself. And this is the new one I dropped off. And I've left them 10 feet apart, and we just put a roof on it and getting it all closed in. I got a thermal barrier and chipboard inside there because that's my tote room. I'll insulate this here from the outside. But anyways, let's go and take a look, see what I got going on to make this plumbing work. We'll open up this door, get some light in here. Okay, here's a construction problem. Construction project I'm working on. There's the sink. I just took that, well, that's the sink base. I just took the sink out of. And you can see right there, you can see just a little bit, that's going to be a 30-inch hallway, which is going to go straight through here. I'm going to cut part of this wood out so I can get it taller. But anyways, let's take a look here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, there's my PEX line. That PEX line is going to come through this wall right here, and it's going to go down here, underneath the floor. This is where my water tote's going to sit. I'm going to be spray foaming all the inside here, so it's going to be completely in the house, basically. And right here, if I can get it open. Okay, there's where the battery is going to be sitting for my inverter, for my hydro. So I'm going to be putting something down there to get them off the ground. But battery's going to be down there. Water tote's going to be over here. And right where that hole is where I'm planning on putting my sand point. So there, if you look, you'll see two water lines. Those two water lines are going to come around here, across here, and pop them out of the floor somewhere, and then hook them up over here. But for today, I think what I'm going to do is, if I have enough line, I'm just going to take a line, run it from there, straight across the room, and in the window and down. If I have enough, which I'm hoping I do. Which means my red and my blue, they may not be hooked up properly because I might have more of one color than the other, but these are all only temporary lines. So that's the project now, to join that line, those two lines that are dead, to these two lines over here that are live, to these two lines over here that are live, and get water. So follow along. So, here's what I've decided to do. This here is called a shark bite. Now, they're like $10, $12 a piece, which is a lot more expensive than using this and 2 of these. So, a lot of people go with the shark bites for all their plumbing, but at $10 or $12 a piece, it's quite expensive. Whereas this here is a lot cheaper. But the thing is, this is temporary. Because it's temporary, why should I throw this away? Because when I redo the plumbing, it's garbage. So rather than, I mean, I could cut these off, I suppose, with a grinder and save this. But rather than go through all the trouble of doing that, I'm going to use 2 shark bites. I've got 2 at the other end, and I got 2 at this end, which means I'm not wasting any of my plumbing. I'm not wasting any of my connections. So I'll hook these things up, and then we're going to turn the water on and we're going to see what happens. It's that simple to pop it on. Nothing to it at all. Same with that one. There, it's on. Now, I should probably get this vanity, or get this kitchen base out of my way. Actually, that's right. I never even fastened it down to the floor or anything, because I knew I was going to be ripping this all up. That's right. It can be a mess underneath here. So you know. That's not bad. Okay. Okay. First thing I do is hook up the blue. Oh! Epic failure. Let's hook up the red first. Okay, there's red hooked up. See how simple it is with PEX and shark bites? It's crazy how easy it is. Okay. Water lines are hooked up totally now. Well, I'll turn the water on, and basically what's going to happen when I turn the water on is this line will fill up with water, so I hear the pump running. If it doesn't stop, it means I got a leak somewhere. So you wait there and listen for me and watch for a leak. See, now once I take this wall down, I got to cut the floor open, or the wall right there open, and I'm going to go right through the wall, and it's done. So yeah, it won't be long now. I'll have one house instead of 2 houses. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, the pump stopped. No leaks here. Don't see any leaks over there. Let's go on the other side and take a look-see. As I said before, it's all temporary until we get everything finalized. Two shark bites, nothing leaking. Tripping hazard there. Okay. Nope, don't feel any water anywhere. Open this up. Open this up. We're set. We're golden. Oh, it didn't take long to get hot water neither. Right on. Anyways, like I say, all this plumbing is temporary. So when you look at it and you say, where's your trap? Where's your vent? Don't worry about all that stuff. Main focus right now is to get water over here for my wife. So there we go. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, and I got lots more videos coming up. And keep watching. Talk to you next video.